It's time to bring unity and love in doing our part to break down the barriers that divide us. It's time for Unshaken with Bekah V. Get ready to hear positive news stories and enlightening interviews, plus music from underground recording artists around your community and the world who are making a positive impact on society. Now, here's the host of Unshaken, Bekah V.
Hey, thank you for tuning in. This is my first show here in San Diego. A little bit about me. I had a show back in Kansas City, Missouri for a few months, and prior to that, I had no idea I was going to be in radio. One thing led to another, and then all of a sudden I found myself with a show in Kansas City. So, I'm not your typical host. I'm just me, but you know what? It's fitting because I like to talk a lot, so it was really cool. I was like, hey, I can do that, so... But so each show you're going to hear, like they said, just positive news stories, interviews with people making an impact in their community, in the world, music from artists that maybe aren't mainstream but have a really great message, who are anointed and doing great things for the kingdom of God. There are so many amazing musicians and worship leaders with music out there that nobody knows about. And so it is my goal to get some of that out so that you can be blessed by the gift that God gave them. So, all right, here for my very first show, I have Brian Epperson, CEO of Target River, an advertising company. Super excited to have him. And my musical guest is Terrell Watson. He is a rapper from Kansas City, Missouri, where I just relocated from to San Diego. So we are going to start off talking with Terrell. I think he's on the line. Hey, how are you?
Hey, doing pretty good, actually. What about yourself?
Doing really good. How's it going out there in Kansas City? How's the weather?
Well, the weather's as usual in the Midwest, up and down. One day it's freezing, snowing, and the next day it's 80 degrees.
I do not miss it. One of the most amazing things about San Diego is the weather.
Nice. I believe it, man. I believe it.
All right. So I have you on today because I love the message in your music. I love each and every one of your songs. I love your heart behind them. So if you can just share a little bit about who you are, maybe your testimony, or a little bit about your music, just anything that you would like to share.
For sure. I just like to give you a quick rundown. If I can put it in about a minute or two, I'll start. Born and raised in Spearsville, Louisiana, which is just outside of Monroe and Ruston area, Shreveport. Been going to church since I was a kid. My uncle's a pastor, was my very first pastor, and my mom was not a believer in the beginning stages of my life, even though we went to church. I really didn't have too many people to model the example in front of me. And so about the age of 10, my parents divorced, started getting in like a lot of trouble in school. I just really wasn't very focused, and that transitioned to my mom wanting to kind of make some changes. So we relocated and we moved to Kansas City, Kansas with my, I had family members. My mom's brother lived out here, so we relocated. I was 15, turning 16, going into high school, and was always a fan of music, loved music, but didn't, of course, it was filthy music, secular music, and so I played around, freestyling a little bit, never getting serious, and I thought I could rap and how serious it was. But anyway, I kept living my life. By the time I got to 18, my mom kept us in church. I got 18, I rebelled a little bit, didn't want to go to church no more because my mom was one of those kind of people who, at that point, her life had already transitioned, and she was a full-blown Christian, and she was like, if you're going to live here, you're going to go to church. That's what we do in this house. And I was always made to go to church, and so by the time I got to that 17, 18 stage, I started to rebel, didn't want to go to church no more, didn't want to be told what to do, so I started to kind of wild out, experience life, and was kind of really messing my life up, and I was getting in trouble. But by then, just from going to church, I already knew God had called me to a higher purpose, and I really didn't know what that purpose was. I just knew God wanted me to be saved at the moment, and called me, into his family. But I was rebelling. That's not what I wanted to do, because at the time, I really didn't see any youth or anybody young that was on, that was saved and on fire for Christ. And so because I didn't really see it, I didn't think it was a thing. I thought, being saved and living for God was something that old people did. I didn't know you could be young and on fire for Christ, because I'm coming from, like where I'm coming from, it's like in the woods, and like a lot of kids down there are sheltered, so you don't see a lot. Internet wasn't a thing, so all the things that you see now, I wasn't exposed to, so it was like so much that I did not know. But once I moved to the city, life sped up really fast, and I just was getting involved in all kinds of different things. But my mom continued to pray for me, continued to speak life into me, continued to tell me, you're not like other kids, so the things that you're doing, like God is not pleased with, He's calling me to a higher purpose. And I'm like, don't want to hear that. I'd be, out singing, and my mom would just call me in the middle of the night, like, I love you. Things you're doing is wrong. You got to straighten up. God is calling you. And I just would hang the phone up in her face because I didn't want to hear it. But I kept going to church. And the words that she would say would penetrate. I wouldn't let her know, because I was just kind of constantly breaking down my sinful defense. And I remember getting in trouble. I never get any serious trouble besides like my driver record. And I remember going to jail for my driver record and spent some time, about a week in jail. And I remember at that point I was dating a girl who is my wife now, and I just knew, and God took me still long enough to kind of speak to me and tell me, man, quit running, it's time. And I said, okay, I'm done running. And I called my wife, which is my girlfriend at the time, and I told her, hey, I'm going to get my life right with God, man. And if this is what you want to do with me, you know what I'm saying, I'd be, hoping it's something you want to do with me, but if not, this is where we're going to part, our separate ways, because I didn't want to be unequally yoked. I didn't want to be one saved, the other one not saved. And so I got in church. She said she wanted to, too. We both got in church. I got saved. That was probably about 13 years ago. Actually, no, it's been about 14 years now.
Wow,
so
awesome.
We got saved. We got in church. We got married, started a family, and became a deacon in my church. And just throughout the years, I've worked my way up to minister at this point. But and then, the love for music was still there. And I wasn't a speaker at the time. I wasn't a preacher or none of that, and I wasn't a minister. So the only thing I knew was I was good with music. My pastor at the time turned me on to pray, and I was like, wow, you can rap about the Lord. And from now on, about 14 years now, I just, would do something that I played around with and just did in my church. People liked it. I would take songs that were on the radio, and I would rearrange them and say something about God instead. It's what we call mixtapes. And so I just did that for a while, and it just took off. People was enjoying what I did. I started off in the group like twice, broke up, became a solo act, and I started taking music even more serious. Got signed to an independent label. They showed me the business side of things and more how to do it on more of a professional level, and I've just kind of been floating ever since, man.
Awesome.
How we got to this point.
Awesome. And by the way, I love your family. You have an amazing family.
Shout
out to your wife. I love you. So, all right. Well, I'm going to play 3 of your songs throughout the show, so I'd like to talk about those. First up is Untouchable, which is featuring me. So tell me about your heart behind it. I know when you approached me with it, I was just so excited about it. So, So what is it about?
So the idea, what they came from, just real quick, is me and my wife have done foster care like maybe three or four times. And we've been in those classes when they're training people who are getting into foster care, and man, just some of the horror stories you hear from children being in foster care, sleeping in the offices, and not having nowhere to go, being taken out of their homes, and I know foster care, there's a good side to it, because people get to meet awesome families and stuff, but then there's also a bad side to it, to where like these kids are getting taken out of their homes, because their parents, don't have it together on a few things, and so I just saw it. I was just like, man, like these kids don't have a voice. Like nobody's listening, to the hurt in this demand. And even in the Christian music department, I don't really hear too many songs, or I don't hear nothing that's dedicated or shed the light on just that type of situation. And so just me being in that, I kind of wanted something that would shed light basically on what some of those kids go through. And so that's kind of, I've been wanting to do the song for a few years now. I just didn't know who to collab with to do it, or what I wanted it, to be. And so me and you linked up, and I told you my heart, what I wanted to do, and this is what happened.
And then, hey, the rest is in God's hands. He was like, that one, do
Yeah.
it with that one.
Yeah.
So I really like this song. I've had some rough things in my childhood as well, and I've encountered some things. And even if you weren't in the foster care system, I believe that forgiveness is huge. And a lot of times when you have a rough childhood and a lot of adults had betrayed you and hurt you, you're not really introduced too much into the forgiveness of it. And there is so much power in forgiveness, because people who have been in these situations, you can live a free life, you can forgive, and you can love. And it enables you to have really healthy relationships in every aspect of your life. And so that's what I love about this song is forgiveness. It's like, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, you know what? You're God's. Things weren't right, but I forgive you, and your life is God's, and I'm going to pray for you, and I'm going to love you, and I'm going to forgive you. And that is so super powerful, because a lot of times a child who is healed and comes to Christ and forgives can oftentimes go back and speak into a parent's life or a guardian's life or whatever adult that hurt them. I have seen it firsthand, a child, teenager come into Christ, leading their family to Christ and seeing restoration, because God is a God of restoration. And so I just really, really like this song because God loves to love, loves to heal, loves to restore, loves to help you and enable you to forgive, because we have to remember that we can't do any of this without him. He is everything, that we need to do that. So, all right. So we are going to play Untouchable.
Take a second to imagine that you're the one who's taken away from your parents because they got issues. In and out different homes and switching different schools. Living a life through a system that foster care approves. Another foster parent acting like they interested, but only cashing them checks is what the interest is. Another new home, but nothing's different. You're the outcast, you're the villain kid. You see this world, it can make you feel invisible. And winning in this life can really seem difficult when you've been dealt the type of hand that was meant to lose. And every option that you got seems pitiful. Lord, I don't know if you can hear my cry, but I'm sending prayers up to you tonight. Lord, I don't know if you can hear my cry, but I'm sending prayers up to you tonight.
Hey mama, hey daddy, hey stranger, don't worry. To all who hurt me, I forgive you. My life is in good hands. Hey mama, hey daddy, don't worry. I pray that the love that I have found, it chases you down.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm up and can't sleep. Life is choking me out, feel like I can't breathe. People say they love me, but tell me what that mean. Cause I see them Oscar chasing, they just acting. Next to can't pretend, they don't see the pain I'm living in. Having conversations with me that be so irrelevant. So much weight up on my shoulders like I carry elephants. Looking for the type of peace that I know is only heaven sent. Sick and tired of people telling me that I will be alright when I'm on a different couch like every other night. And the anger boiling deep inside, all I wanna do is fight. Parents made the mess, I guess I'm the one who paid the price. Lord, I don't know if you can hear my cry, but I'm sending prayers up to you tonight. Lord, I don't know if you can hear my cry, but I'm sending prayers up to you tonight.
Hey mama, hey daddy, hey stranger, don't worry. To all who hurt me, I forgive you. My life is in good hands. Hey mama, hey daddy, don't worry. I pray that the love that I have found, it chases you down. I got my cloak on, Jesus makes me invisible. I'm untouchable. 27:10. Though my father and my mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me.
All right, well, there you have it. That is Untouchable, Terrell Watson, featuring me, Bekah V. Terrell, are you with us?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can you just tell me a little bit about the next song, Hero? Then we're going to play it.
Sounds good. Hero is just one of those songs where it's kind of the more looser, serious, more looser side of me, and it's just really more of a mission statement type song. Hero music is just kind of, if you would have to put a brand and a name on what I consider myself as doing, I'm a very kiddish person at heart, still very childlike, and so heroes, I'm all about good versus evil, and heroes and stuff like that. And so oftentimes I take my music and I look at my position and who I am as a person, and I feel like I'm one of God's soldiers, that's out here, fighting the good fight of faith, and out here doing, putting out music into the atmosphere that's going to help people and help push somebody to a different level and things like that. So just to title it, yes, marketing, but at heart, it's just, hero music is what I do. And so I call myself a hero, but it's really the Spirit of God that's within me. That's the hero. That's the Spirit of God is what does the work. It's what heals. It's what saves. It's what pulls people out of their, just the different things that their struggles and things. And so hero music is what I do. I'm the hero. And that's just from Romans 15:1. Those who are strong are the battle and infirmities of those who are weak. And so this song just kind of explains why I call myself the hero.
Awesome. Well, you are so a hero in the eyes of Jesus and to so many, and you are a blessing to my life and everyone's life. And thank you so much for being on. I hope you have a wonderful day. Here we go. It's the song Hero.
As I reach on with records, I'm putting God over money. It's clear sight through hero music. Just see how I run it. Put the pedal to the metal, I gun it. That great commission, the money. We casting out the demonic. That freedom's here if you want it. I know that evil been working. I see them people, they hurting. It's generational curses that make them think that they worthless. Yeah, they be going to churches, but they still leaving in hearses. So Dr. Strange is my purpose, cause on their hearts I am working. But the city like flash on them. Incredible hook, we smash on them. I move too quick like dash on them. That simple nature, I pass on it. I know that Holy Spirit in me, I will battle any odds. I walk in power from my Father like I am a demigod. Power this generation is what I've been called to do. So I stick to the playbook and I ain't calling no audible. Running through the opposition cause you made me unstoppable. So to them that believes, I know that nothing's impossible. Romans 15:1, that is why I am a hero. Power by the word, that's what I'm fighting for the people. Hero. Music is a weapon, I can battle any evil. Everything the devil took, I am on my way to repo. There's a hero in me that helps me stand for the weak. Yeah, there's a hero in me that helps me stand for the weak. Yeah, there's a hero in me that helps me stand for the weak. Yeah, there's a hero in me that helps me stand for the weak. Kansas City is my Gotham, I know I gotta be Bruce Wayne. Killer city on the map that robbed you for some loose change. Bring them hope with hero music so I can reduce pain. Praying for my city that the Lord will do a new thing. MC with the hammer, call me Thor, you can't touch it. I am here with me or nearer, God's glory can't budge it. I got my team, the Avengers, about to start off some ruckus. I cut the strings up off the backs of all you devilish puppets. Romans 15:1, that is why I am a hero. Power by the word, that's what I'm fighting for the people. Hero. Music is a weapon, I can battle any evil. Everything the devil took, I am on my way to repo. There's a hero in me that helps me stand for the weak. Yeah, there's a hero me stand for the weak. Yeah, that's a hero in me. That helps me stand for the weak.
All right, that was Hero by Terrell Watson. I love that. Everything the devil took, I'm about to repo. I love that line. All right, here with me is my next guest, Brian. Hello.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful.
I am so excited to have you here.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Yeah, my goal is to have guests that are making an impact on the community and the world in a positive way, and you were just an absolute perfect first guest for my first show. I'm so excited. So can you tell me a little bit about your company, Target River?
Sure. Target River is an advertising agency, and we work with clients throughout San Diego County, but also throughout this state and many other states, and helping them in promoting their business. We work with a lot of nonprofits. We work with school systems, lots of different companies, just to help them in their normal messaging and marketing to gain more customers, maybe if they're a nonprofit, get more donations or get more volunteers to support their mission and vision. And so that's what we've been doing for several years.
That's awesome. Okay, so specifically what you have been doing lately is helping with this pandemic that is going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going through some hard times, especially the businesses. And so tell me what your company is doing to help all of these amazing local businesses and businesses across the United States get through the virus.
Yeah, as an ad agency, when there is an event for a nonprofit or something, we're not like a restaurant that can donate food to it, or maybe a business that can donate a product or service normally. As an ad agency, we really can't help. But then when the pandemic hit, and we saw businesses across the country starting to suffer in terms of their ability to get the word out, to promote what they're still doing, as many businesses have tried to transition from selling in their stores to online or other things, we realized maybe we could actually make an impact. And so the first thing that we did was about 5 weeks ago, I came up with the idea to have what we called the Great American Buy Local Day. And this was a day that we designated on April 7th and tried to get the word out just locally in San Diego to let people know, hey, make sure you're supporting local businesses. Maybe you can't go to their store right now, but maybe you can give them an online review, a positive review. Maybe you can buy a gift card. Maybe you can refer a friend to them. If they're an essential business that provides a service, maybe you could get that service done now to help support that business. Mm-hmm. And my staff said, wait a second, this is a message not just for San Diego, but we need to get across the country. So they volunteered their time, and with a lot of hard effort, we actually got the word spread throughout the country. We had literally dozens and dozens, nearly 100 chambers of commerce across the country come on board and support it and get the message out to their communities, from small communities like Clemson, South Carolina, or Pocatello, Idaho, to larger chambers like in Indianapolis, Chicago, Salt Lake City, Seattle, and even here locally like the Carlsbad Chamber and the Chula Vista Chamber that said, yes, we want to support our member businesses and make sure people know there's ways to support them. So that idea that was in my brain on March 27th turned into a message that reached nearly 20 million people.
Awesome.
And encouraging people to just support local businesses some way, somehow. And, a couple of pessimists always ask, well, what's in it for you as Target River? And there was nothing. There was no strings attached with it. Our name only appeared on a press release because we were the ones that sent it out. It was really about trying to make an impact for any small business we could. And then we said, wait, we think we can do even more. We're really good at marketing and advertising. We help our paid clients all the time. Let's try to help some businesses. So we put the word out there that we would create free ad campaigns for businesses. And it kind of started slowly, and we had some businesses locally reach out to us, and the message of that has been growing to now we have launched and already built and launched several dozen free advertising campaigns for businesses that are in need. Awesome. And, these are businesses from moving companies to coffee shops. For instance, the Rush Coffee, which is up in North County here in San Diego. they can't serve customers in their cafe, but they have great products they can sell online. So we quickly created a campaign to help promote those online options.
That's so awesome.
One organization that reached out to us was the city of San Marcos that said, hey, we've got a lot of great things information we need to get to our citizens. Can you help get the word out? So we put a campaign together for that city to help them.
Awesome.
As I was sharing with you earlier off air, even this morning I got a call before I headed down to the studio, and it was a family-owned business that's been in operations for 11 years here in San Diego County, and they are fighting from having to close their doors possibly permanently. So they'd seen the message that was on television a couple of times from us offering our help, and they were candidly pessimistic because nothing's ever free, right?
Right.
And so after explaining that, no, there's truly no strings attached, we're doing this just to help businesses, they were so excited. So we're going to be putting their campaign together today and launching it tomorrow just to try to make an impact.
Yeah, and you're also doing the video ads, which on social media like Facebook, Instagram, I mean, it's really helping in that avenue, right? Is that part of your advertising?
It
videos?
is. Yeah, so we try to support clients in whatever are the best ways to promote their business. So if it's radio advertising to get the message out, we'll help through that. Video production, social media marketing, really all types. That's really the backbone of our company is we've got strength in all types of marketing. So we're able to help businesses with what's best for them.
Yeah, and that is just incredible. And so one of the main reasons I have you on is just your employees. They offered their time.
Yeah.
They volunteered their time because they want to help their community and their fellow business owners and just help the United States and what we're going through right now. And I think that is just so incredible to set yourself aside, and time is valuable. You know what I mean? And they just have spent hours upon hours helping small business. And I think that is incredible. So kudos to them. So do you have some contact information maybe for a business?
Sure. So if any businesses do want to take advantage of the ad campaigns that we're putting on, you can call me directly at 619-571-7359 or go to our website, which is targetriver.com, and our contact information's on there. People have asked, do I have to be a certain size or type of business? We are helping so many different businesses. I had a dance studio reach out to us the other day from El Cajon, who has quickly had to transition from in-studio dance lessons to now online.
A lot of people are doing it online.
And so we've put together a campaign in about 48 hours and got that launched to help promote their hip-hop studio that they've got. So
that is so awesome.
Just really neat stories. I literally was in tears this morning talking with the owner of a floral shop up in North County in Carlsbad. Weddings are canceled, right? So many celebrations that you normally would buy flowers for, they're not happening. So she's like, can you help me any way? Mother's Day is next week. Can we get something together? And so I literally she sent us the information, and we're building the ads today. They'll go live tomorrow to try to promote people ordering flowers because they've got delivery. And
delivery is so important right now with what's going on.
With
delivery is awesome.
Grubhub and all the different things that you can deliver.
Flowers can be delivered too.
Exactly. So
and buy local.
And just think about any way you can. And some people are like, well, I've lost my job right now. I can't help. Okay, I get that. One of the things that I've been doing is oftentimes we are really good when we're fired up or upset about maybe giving a bad review of a business, right? You had a bad experience, you go on Yelp and give them a 1 star.
Right.
How often do we go and give that business we had a great experience with a 5-star review? So I've been encouraging people, hey, take the second to just go on Facebook, go on Google, go on Yelp. If you had a good experience, give a 5-star review.
That's a good idea.
That means so much. And it takes, 2-3 minutes of your time and no cost out of your pocket, and it makes such a difference because so many of us look at reviews before we go eat somewhere, before we go buy a car or something.
Exactly.
So if you've had a good experience, take a moment right now, give a positive review. That makes such a difference for small businesses. And yesterday I was talking with one of our state senators in San Diego, and we were just talking about how the reality of, yes, there was billions, literally hundreds of billions of dollars that were put out there by the federal government to support small businesses. But in that first wave of $350 billion, only 5% of small businesses actually got any of that money.
Okay.
So businesses need customers. They need help
Yeah.
right now. So that's why we're
And
doing
that's
what
where
we're
you
doing.
come in.
Yeah, to try
So
to help
awesome.
with that because, unfortunately, the money's probably going to run out again. And so anything we can do to help and make a difference, make an impact for the 50% of us in America that are employed by a small business.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show and being my first
Oh, of
guest.
course.
I
This is
appreciate
great.
it so much. I pray that God would just bless your business and that all of these companies that you're helping would be blessed. And
Yeah, us
I
too.
pray that they would get a lot of business and we would all make it through this and thrive and our economy will be back booming better than before.
Exactly.
So thank you for being on.
Not a problem. My pleasure.
All right. Thank you for tuning in.
We hope you've enjoyed hearing Unshaken with Bekah V. Tune in every week at this same time for more positive news stories and enlightening interviews, plus music from underground recording artists around your community and the world who are making a positive impact on society. To learn more about Unshaken and Bekah V, become a guest, or to support the show, visit facebook.com/Unshaken Show. That's facebook.com/Unshaken Show. This has been Unshaken with Bekah V on KPRZ.